The Leafs have made a trade. Yes, that's right. With the trade deadline approaching, they've finally gone out and made that trade for a veteran, playoff experienced forward who can help this Young Guns team. So the trade, as it played out now that we know all the details, is forward Brian Boyle out of Tampa Bay to Toronto in exchange for Byron Fries and a 2017 second-round pick. So first off, let me talk about what they gave up. Byron Fries, he's not really much of anything. He's not the main piece here, I guess. He's an AHL guy. He played a little bit with the Leafs last year. He's not great offensively. I think 35 points in 50 games. He's okay defensively. He's over 22, 23, so he's not going to amount to much in the future. The Leafs shouldn't mind at all giving this guy up. And also, the second-round pick. This year's draft sucks. It's not very good. There's a huge drop-off after the 20th pick or so. There's not very much guys at the top even, but this draft has been quoted by many to be a really, really bad draft. And the Leafs still have their first-round pick, and they still have their second-round pick. So I don't know why it's such a big deal, They acquired 2 picks, I believe, one in the second for Roman Polak last year, and one in the second last year from Dion Phaneuf. They've given those 2 picks up now to get Anderson and Boyle, so I don't think it's a big deal because it's kind of, you give out what you already took in. You're not losing anything that you had a year and a half ago. Also, people complaining about the Leafs rebuild, being rushed so far. No, it's not being rushed. We haven't traded any of our great young prospects. We haven't traded any of our great young forwards. We traded a depth AHL guy and, what's probably going to be a middle-of-the-pack second in a really bad year. I don't see a big problem with that, and I hope other Leafs fans shouldn't either. Now, let's get to Boyle. Boyle is 32 years old. He's a UFA. He has 13 goals and 9 assists this year. He's not great. He's not a top 6 forward. He's barely even a top 9 forward. But he's huge. He will be huge to this Leafs fourth line. He's got good scoring metrics. He's got above average points per 60, above average goals per 60. He's got above average Corsi for per 60, below average Corsi against per 60. So that means he gives up less defensive chances. He's a really good player. He's good on all sectors of the game. He's good on faceoffs. He can play the penalty kill. He's 6'6". He hits. Babcock is going to love him, and I think he's going to do so much for this team's fourth line. Plus, he comes in and replaces Ben Smith, who, in my opinion, and many other Leafs fans, is one of the worst players to ever play for this team. And certainly one of the worst in the NHL this year. God, he's awful, and he drags his team down so much. Now with Boyle, he will hopefully be out of here or at least sent down or play way less, and Boyle can take his place, adding at least some goal scoring, better face-off metrics, better defensive metrics, better possession, and being just as good, if not better, on the penalty kill. Also, no player in the NHL, or at least forward, has played more playoff games in the last 5 years than Brian Boyle. That is huge. This team is in a hunt for the playoffs right now. They sit 4th in their division. They sit, I think, in the second wild card. They're still on that push, and Brian Boyle can help them get there. But once they get there, that is huge. He has all sorts of experience, which almost none of our guys have. I think the most experienced player on this team right now is Roman Polak, and he went on a cup run last year. So think about that. Without him, where would this team be at for playoff experience? And if we make it there, we've got a lot of young guys. We're built on a young core. And that's what we need. A guy who can come in and say, I've been here before, I don't suck, I can do stuff, I will help this team get there, and I will help this team when we're there. I love this trade for the Leafs, especially if they re-sign Boyle. I think it'll be a huge trade for them. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. If you could share the video or let me know what you guys want to see next, that'd be great. Thanks. Go Leafs, go.